Hey everyone, my name is Natalina and in today's video we're gonna be talking about Haus Labs. It's a brand launched by Lady Gaga. So the initial launch happened, I don't remember exactly, but maybe 4 years ago, something like that. And it was a partnership with Amazon, which was weird because at that time you only could buy Haus Labs from their official website or from Amazon. And that line, I love Lady Gaga, let's just put it out there, but I hated that. I tried every single product from the line and everything wasn't up to like any standards really. That makeup felt cheap and Haus Labs made so many promises to their clientele. We're talking about how amazing those products were, how innovative they were, but the reality was that those products were trash, to say the least. So for now, as far as I understand, Haus Labs isn't made in a partnership with Amazon or any other companies because you can buy it from an official website or you can also buy it in Sephora, but not like worldwide. Maybe only in Sephora in the US, I have no idea, but for example in Turkey, in United Arab Emirates and in Serbia, this is the list of the countries where I've been to Sephora, so there is no Haus Labs. And Sephora tends to present like house-owned brands in all of the Sephoras, like for example Fanny Beauty, Rare Beauty, QVD Beauty, what else? Sephora Collection, of course. So also this brand is so loved on TikTok. And every single TikTok about Haus Labs goes viral. Maybe people are just seeking attention, or maybe they're truly in love with the product. So let's take a look at the products that I have here. And for the sake of this video, I've been testing those products for a month at least, or maybe even more. So I made several TikToks with that, with my first impressions. And in this video, I will show you several makeup looks. And in the final part of this video, I will summarize all of my knowledge about this brand and all of my experience with this brand, and I will tell you my honest thoughts on the line. So what products do I have here? Of course, I have here this foundation. This is a very viral foundation on TikTok. Everyone seems to be loving this. It has a very glowy, like natural glowy finish. So we'll see about that. I have it in the shade 200 light, medium, neutral. Then I also do have here this powder. It's kind of translucent, but it kind of has some pigment to it. So it's in the shade Neutral Peach. And I don't have any concealers in this video from Haus Labs specifically, just because it was launched not very long time ago. And I live in Turkey and it's so freaking hard to get your hands on your releases because you need a prescription from your doctor to order makeup or skincare from abroad. It's I have no words for that. So then I have some face products in here. Here's the bronzer. It's in the shade Light Level 3. It looks something like that. And I have here this glorious blush in the shade Watermelon Bliss. This is one of my favorites, I must admit. It's a highlighter. It's called Bio Radiant Gel Highlighter in the shade Fire Opal. So let's take a look at the packaging. Here is the product. Oh my god, to me it looks like a combination of a highlighter and a blush. And then I have here these pigments. These pigments you can use as a liner, as a lipstick, as a brow product. Not black, but I mean they have different colors. You can also use it as an eyeshadow base. This one is a shimmery pigment. They have so many shades of these pigments, this like high power pigment paints, but I mean they don't have any real like bright and open colors like yellow or green or blue. I mean they have green and yellow and blue, but those colors are not those colors which you want to like mix with other colors in order to get other colors. Oh my god, what am I talking about? I'm talking about that you can take a yellow pigment and mix it together with a red pigment, and then you will get an orange shade. So it doesn't work like that. It doesn't work like cream special effects makeup. It doesn't work like pigments like, for example, in the line made by James Charles, which is called Painted. Then I have this eye pencil in the shade Teal Matte. It has a brush here and it's just a very normal gel eye pencil. And I have two lip products. This one, as far as I remember, it might be like the same lipstick from their initial launch. For whatever reason, I just remember remember the shape of this packaging, and I thought, oh god, that they had sharpener in here, but it's just empty. So, and here we have also a very interesting product. It's called Atomic Shake Lip Lacquer. So it's a lacquer which you apply to your lips. It's a very pigmented product and it stays glossy, but it doesn't transfer. So let's transition into my makeup looks, which I've done with all of these products. And in the final part, I will tell you my thoughts on the line. Okay, let's start with the foundation. You need to shake it really well. I'm applying it with a beauty sponge and I'm evenly distributing it all over my face. And now I just wanted to show you how glowy it looks. I don't know, for whatever reason, I'm just not enjoying this look. Can you see that my pores are accentuated? My peach fuzz kind of is also accentuated despite the fact that I do shave my face on the regular basis. Now I'm applying some of the Tarte Shape Tape Concealer. I'm applying it nearly all over my face because I just want some of the areas to be completely matte. And I'm also distributing and blending it out with my beauty sponge. So moving forward to my eyes, I'm also applying this concealer to my eyelids, and now let's powder my face. I don't know why I'm so skeptical about that, but I mean, it looks fine, but I'm not loving this look. So I'm applying it all over my face, all over my lids, and now I'm applying this bronzer. I'm applying it with the fluffiest brush that I've ever had because this bronzer is a bit too orangey for me and I just want to apply it in the areas where I would normally apply a blush. So I'm not applying it as a bronzer because it doesn't bronze me up. It's just, yeah, I don't know, it looks orange. So now for the blush. I'm just showing you my fingerprints and it's in the shade Water Bliss, and I'm also applying it with the fluffiest brush that I've ever had. And this blush, it's so freaking pigmented. I just can't with this blush. Oh god, it just, yeah. But I do truly enjoy this color. Now for one of my favorite products in this line, at least. It's the highlighter in the shade Fire Opal. And now let's complete this makeup look with some eye makeup. I'm applying this tint, this cream eyeshadow to my lids, and it looks really good. Now I'm drawing on a wing using the black pigment, and it also works really well for me, but can you see that it doesn't set immediately? And I love this about this product, but it's not like the blackest black, I would say. And now I'm creating an inner wing, and I'm also applying this eye pencil to my waterline and to my lower lid. And now I'm applying this lipstick. The color, the shade doesn't go well with this look, and I don't know what I was thinking when I was ordering this particular shade, because I never ever wear anything like that. And I decided to apply this Atomic Lacquer all over my lips, all over this lipstick, just to try it out. I wasn't sure if this product was going to set applied to like a normal lipstick. And of course it didn't set because you have to apply it just to your clean lips. So here's the finished look. I wasn't like a fan of this look whatsoever, but let me show you it all up close. So here you can see my skin texture. There's some dry spots, and this foundation, I'm just not a fan of this foundation. You can tell by my expressions, but the eye makeup looked pretty good. It did set really well. So, and the lips, they did set at the end of the day. So today I would love to try this foundation with one of my favorite primers. This is a primer by Gucci. I cannot explain you what it does because I don't see any difference. This is the second bottle of this stuff, because every time I wear any foundation applied over this primer, I get compliments. It's a really weird feeling, and especially I get so many compliments when I wear full coverage matte foundations over this primer. So let's give it a shot. I'm really trying so hard to love that, and it's just not the case. Maybe it's because this foundation is simply not for me, because I usually prefer natural finish in foundations or like a natural matte finish in foundations. So let's try this with this primer. Okay, let's give it a shake. And let's try applying with a brush. Or even this brush, a fluffy one. I'm distributing this product evenly in a very thin layer. When I'm applying my foundation using a brush, I always need the least amount of product just because it doesn't suck any product in. Am I going crazy? Because now when applied with a brush, it looks better than it used to look like before. Or when applied with a beauty sponge. I don't know if you can tell, but for whatever reason, it does accentuate my pores in this area and right here. I mean, all the glowy foundations do that. I must admit that this is the first time when at least I'm okay with what's happening on my face foundation-wise. And this primer is just like a hydrating serum. I'm not sure about ingredients, and it's awfully expensive. But my skin looks way better with this primer. And okay, I'll apply some of Natasha Denona's concealer. It's in the shade N7. Maybe, just maybe, if I could cover like these areas with the exaggerated pores with my concealer, maybe then it would look better. So let's try this technique. I feel like that in a minute I will just be wearing a full face of Natasha Denona's concealer, which is great, by the way. As I told you, I have it in the shade Neutral Peach. Haus Labs also has a translucent version of it, but it's like one of those HD powders which are really finely melt. And this texture and finish of powders are not my first choice, I would say. My favorite powder is by Laura Mercier in translucent. So yeah, it's just for you to get an idea of what I like. Let's go into the powder with a brush. It's really finely melt. So if you are aggressive with your brush, it will just create a cloud of powder around your face. So I'm applying it to my forehead. I mean, I'm applying it to my whole face because I just need that. I feel like I need that because these products, all of them are so pigmented, and I need a powdered base in order to apply them without any patches. Because face products with a lot of pigment tend to create patches on lighter skin tones. So I'm applying it like that, and now I'm just polishing my skin with just a bit of powder. I mean, it looks okay on camera, but in real life, I don't know, I'm still not a fan of this foundation because after powdering, I can see some of my drier spots on the face. My pores are doing okay, so I want to come clear about this foundation. I don't like it. But in the second part of the video, I will tell you exactly why. So now for the face product, I'm a bit scared because those are way too pigmented for me. I mean, not the bronzer, but the blush. And this bronzer, it's in the shade light level 3, and it's just a bit too orangey. But I find that to be the case with the majority of American brands. I'm not sure about the reason behind that. Maybe the majority of people have warmer undertones. I have a neutral to warmer undertone. Yeah, my face without any makeup on looks pink, but it's just because of my rosacea. And if you want to know your undertone, you'd better check your chest. So I'm applying this bronzer using this brush. It's a very fluffy brush. This type of brushes apply the minimal amount of product. So can you see, it looks like a peachy or apricot-y blush, something like that. It doesn't look like a bronzer on me. Because it is way too orangey to my liking. I think I can use it for my neck or something like that, but it's just not the right shade for me. But all of the shades of this bronzer were so orangey. I just can't. Can you see this area is still so freaking shiny? I just don't like it. I don't like it. Let me apply just a teeny tiny bit of Laura Mercier powder in this area right here, just to show you the difference. I don't know about you, but I definitely do prefer this side to this side. Now for the blush. I hate this packaging, and I'm not talking about the shape, I'm talking about the fact that it gets dirty so easily. I do love the packaging right here. It's a highlighter, but I mean this one, no, it gets way too messy for me. When it's clean, it looks flawless and so beautiful and so high-tech. What is high-tech about this one? Nothing. This shade is stunning. but it is so pigmented. Just why? Again, it might not be for me. Maybe it's for the girlies with a darker complexion, but I need to take so many precautions with this makeup in order to make this makeup look acceptable. Personally, I think that it's easier to make a blush with a buildable coverage, because when there is a ton of pigment, it's just so difficult to distribute it evenly. And now I'm going in with a foundation brush and I want to like tone it down. I'm just trying to get rid of the excess pigment. Now for the highlighter. I love this packaging and it's been the best product so far. You can use it as a highlighter or you can use it as a like shimmery, glowy blush. It has a semi-transparent base, and because of that, when you turn away from the source of the light, it doesn't create any like harsh lines on your face. It looks amazing. It's just a tiny bit of highlighter right here. I'm loving this highlighter. Now let's create a fun makeup look using this black pigment. So for this makeup look, I'm going to be using this cream pigment in black. So I'm going in and I'm drawing on a wing using a very dense, a very thin brush. And this is a brush for your eyebrow tint. So because of that, it's very like densely packed. And I'm also using a brush for nail art. It's so thin and it helps creating like the thinnest lines. So previously to actually doing all of that, I sketched it on a piece of paper because I'm usually not like going in with such makeup looks without previously thinking about everything. So you can kind of see that this pigment isn't the blackest black. Sometimes it creates just like really grayish lines and I need to like reapply it. But a good thing is that this pigment has a buildable coverage. So after completing all of this nonsense going on, I'm just switching to the eye pencil and it goes in my waterline and to my lower lid. And I'm blending it out with the attached brush. I'm applying some teal mascara to my lower eyelashes and I applied some of the black mascara to my upper lashes. And here's the finished makeup look. Did I like it? Yeah, absolutely, 100%. Was it easy to paint all of those wings using this pigment? Also, yes. Okay, now for the lips. First, I'm going in with this lip pencil by Natasha Denona. It's in the shade NP 2.5 Leon. I'm just overlining my upper lip. And now this product right here. Let's shake it really well. It has a really weird texture. It's very liquidy. When I first opened it, it just spilled everywhere because I wasn't expecting that, because usually liquid lipsticks, lip balm, usually nothing spills even if you turn it upside down, but it wasn't the case. So in order to get perfect results, you need to apply this and then you should let it dry without your lips touching. So let's go. Mine is in the shade Rosewood Shine. Actually, it's very easy to apply because it's so liquidy. It's a very weird feeling, I must admit. Actually, it's a weird concept to me because I like my lips shiny, really glowy. I prefer classic cream lipsticks, I prefer lip glosses and all of that jazz. And I definitely realized that having a glossy finish over your lips, it's not gonna last. But I mean, I like the feeling that my lips aren't dry. And this product, it definitely looks great, but I mean, it feels heavy. You can feel it all over your mouth. It feels like a very thick matte lipstick. So now you can, oh my god, it didn't set yet. It looks like an average creamy lipstick, but it's definitely not going anywhere. So here's the finished look and let's talk about all of those products. Okay, let's start our discussion with this foundation. It is loved by so many people and I'm so scared to tell my truth. I feel like I have a bone to pick with Haus Labs because it wasn't amazing. I mean, it's a fine foundation. The shade range, absolutely amazing. The fact that you can buy it in Sephora. You also can buy like a trial kit where they include 3 shades and you can try it on to find the best match, but I mean, it's not the best foundation out there. It's not even a good one. I mean, it's like an average foundation out there. And I've heard so many good things about this foundation, but I'm confused. And maybe those people, they just respect and love Lady Gaga, but it shouldn't stand in the way of your honest thoughts. This foundation will definitely fit people with very, very dry skin. It has a really glowy finish, and maybe you know, maybe you've tried this foundation by Makeup by Mario. That foundation has little shimmery particles in it, and it's so weird because shimmer accentuates textures, and I'm not only talking about pores or lines, it also accentuates your peach fuzz and all of that, and usually people don't want that. Maybe I'm wrong, but I don't want that for sure. I usually don't struggle with my pores showing. Of course, it's very natural. Everyone has pores, but I don't want my pores to be accentuated. And because of that, I usually prefer like a satin finish, like a natural finish, or natural matte finish when it's like not like totally completely matte. At this time, one of my favorite foundations is this one by Lancome. It's really good. And I just don't know how to feel about this product right here. And I'm 100% sure that I won't be using this after this review. I mean, why I don't like it? Because it's a bit too glowy for me, but I can work with that, I can live with that, I can use some powder, but I don't like that this foundation accentuates your pores and texture. And when you try to powder it, especially with this powder right here by Haus Labs, it accentuates your dry spots. Maybe this foundation is just not for me. So I'll leave it at that. It's not my favorite. It's nowhere near to the level of my favorite foundations, so I was really disappointed by this product here. So it definitely looks better when you use a primer, but I love the design of the bottle. I love how heavy it is. I love the shade range. So some things about this are amazing, but it's not like the actual formula of this product. And I also wanted to mention their packaging because it looks really decent. All of the boxes were made of recycled materials, and I have a huge respect for that. And they look stylish, I would say. You can definitely tell that these boxes were made out of recycled materials, but not in a bad way. Now let's talk about this powder. I usually don't like really finely melt powders, which contain a lot of silica. And silica is great for erasing your texture from your face. But the other thing is that silica, when it's one of the ingredients, I have no idea if this product has silica in it. Technically, this powder doesn't contain any silica, but it contains mica, and it doesn't have any talc in it. And mica is a really shimmery ingredient, and because of that, your face might look a bit shiny. And I noticed this fact when I tried to touch up my makeup with this powder, because for example, here I had a buildup of this powder, which is usually like okay, but I noticed that my forehead looked like if I was putting some highlighter to it, and I never do that. Again, maybe it's just not for me. I cannot see myself using it after this review because I prefer textures like this because they don't create a cloud of powder around you when you try to apply it. I'm not sure about this powder. Yeah, of course it sets your makeup, but it doesn't last. So if you're oily or you have combination skin, it won't be like the best fit for you. And my skin, I have a normal skin type, so I get oily after 5, sometimes 6 hours after the initial application of makeup. And this powder lasts, I don't know, maybe 2 hours. And after that, I can definitely tell that it becomes shiny. But maybe it's the fact that the main ingredient here is mica. And because of that, my face becomes shiny. Not bad, it's just average. Now let's talk about these. So I love this packaging for the bronzer. I love the texture, and I love the fact that this bronzer isn't that pigmented. It's just the best type of bronzer because you can build it up where you want it, and you can also kind of blend it into your skin. But the shade range, I don't know why so many brands come out with such orangey bronzers. I don't know. You tell me, do you need really a bronzer which is that orangey? I don't know. Maybe it's just targeted towards an audience which prefers their bronzer being not on a warmer side, but on an orangey side of spectrum. I have no idea. I'm really tan right now, but I'm not orange whatsoever. Maybe I am. No, I'm not orange, am I? So the texture here is great, but Haus Labs has to work on their shade range. I mean, their undertones. Now let's talk about this blush. I do truly love this shade, Watermelon Bliss. Some people can say that it's just not for you, it's for people with darker skin, but as a professional makeup artist and a professional beauty influencer, beauty blogger, why no one says that in English? Why everyone calls themselves an influencer? Blogger is just, it's a better word. This is what I do. So as a professional, as an expert, I'd much rather prefer this blush or any blush out there being not that pigmented. I mean, when you have a blush which has a buildable coverage, like medium coverage, it will fit everyone perfectly, and a really pale person can apply it in a very thin layer, and a person with a deeper skin tone can apply 2 layers, for example. So it means that this coverage is buildable, and buildable coverage is just the best fit for any makeup kit out there. I love the shade because I find that red blush just suits the majority of people the best, because for whatever reason it creates the most natural flush on your cheeks, but it's a no for me. Now let's talk about this puppy right here. This is one of my favorite products out of the whole line. I kid you not, because this highlighter is so freaking good. This texture, this packaging, this shade. I like the stamping pattern, and I like it also here, but it's, oh god, it looks like a gem, and it really is a gem in Haus Labs collection. It has this semi-transparent base, and you can apply it to every skin tone. And I love this about highlighters the most, that you can apply each individual shade to every skin tone. This product is so freaking good. I want more shades of this product. This is just out of this world. Now moving forward to these cream pigments. So this one, Rose Gold Shimmer. This is interesting because it's just your typical eye tint or your typical cream eyeshadow, but I love this packaging just because it's so convenient. You can just apply a teeny tiny dot and you can put it all over your lid. And there's the minimal chance that this will dry out, because often people forget to close those jars and those cream eyeshadows dry out very quickly. You won't have any problems with that. And I love this color because not only does it have this nice bronzy undertone, but it also has a lot of shimmer particles in it, like silvery, golden ones. It looks multi-dimensional. Also, this product is very long lasting. It doesn't crack, it doesn't crease, so this is a very nice product. And now let's talk about this black cream pigment. So it's an eyeliner in a tube. It worked really well for me. The truth is that normally these pigments, they have texture of a liquid lipstick, but this one is thinner and it's just more watery, I would say, and it doesn't set that quickly. And it's a very good thing because you can work with it. Some gel liners or liquid lipsticks or even like tints, they set really quickly. This one doesn't do that, and it's really easy to work with that. The only downside to this product, in my opinion, again, is the fact that it's not like the blackest black. It's called Black Onyx, but you can kind of tell that it's on this like grayish side. You don't have to like reapply it and build up your coverage, but sometimes it just look a bit grayish, and when you initially try to draw a line and you don't have a lot of product on your brush, it comes out being dark gray. It's like black, but at the same time it's a bit grayish, but it's perfect for blending out because you have time to blend it out when you're trying to make, for example, like a smoky eye, a black smoky eye. Of course, you need colored eyeshadow base for that, and this one is absolutely perfect because gel eyeliners, they set very quickly. Liquid matte lipsticks, they also set very quickly. This one doesn't, which allows you to take your time blending. And again, it doesn't crack, it doesn't smudge, it stays put, it's long lasting. This is a very nice product. Let's talk about this eye pencil. It's just your average gel eye pencil. There is nothing special about this one. Mine comes in this pretty teal shade, but other than this brush, I wasn't impressed, but I'm rarely impressed by eye pencils. Actually, I wanted to mention the fact that there are no vibrant colors in the brand whatsoever, and I'm a bit disappointed because why not? And the same goes for these pigments, because there is no like clean yellow or clean blue or something like that, because I want these pigments, I want to mix and match. I would like to get more customizable options. They definitely have green and yellow on their website, but those shades are lackluster. They're not vibrant whatsoever. They look muddy, and I'm not a fan of other shades, but you can find something neutral. But I want like full pigment, because Lady Gaga audience is so creative, is so fun. We need those colors. Oh my god, have you freaking seen those palettes? They recently came out not with one, but with 2 palettes, and those palettes cost $62. What is this? Natasha Denona's eyeshadow palettes cost $69 or $65, but Natasha Denona's eyeshadow have 15 shades when Haus Labs has only 6. And the shades itself, I don't know, I'm not sure. Where is this creativity? Where did it all go? I don't feel any like creative vibe coming from the brand. Let's talk about this a bit later. Let's finish up with these products right here. So this one is just a very regular lipstick. I was disappointed that there was no sharpener in here, because usually lipsticks which have this shape, they come with a sharpener, because you might not be able to continue with this shape. It may like flatten. So a sharpener would be a perfect match for this type of packaging. And as far as I remember, so it is here from like her previous launch, because something there looked absolutely the same. And now for this product, I have a love-hate relationship with this product. So this lip layer, I don't know what to feel about this anymore. I'm a bit confused by this product, not by this product itself, because it's nothing new. NYX came out like a couple of years ago with the same concept. Also, this brand called Bourjois, they also had this formula. So I'm a bit confused about the fact that you get like this glossy finish, but it feels really heavy, and it also comes off really ugly. It's just starts chipping here on your inner lip. It's not a good look. So whenever I want a glossy finish, I just go with a lipstick, lip balm, or just a regular lipstick. And I usually never wear a liquid lipstick. I mean a matte one, maybe sometimes for some events or for some photo shoots. For real life, it's never my choice. And with this product, you get like this beautiful result, but it definitely does feel heavy on the lips. So let me know what you think about this in the comments below. And let me tell you my final thoughts on the brand. I just feel like that Haus Labs nowadays is one of those celebrity brands, but some of the brands are just like very well put together. For example, like Fenty Beauty. Absolutely amazing, and the quality of their products is unquestionable, because the majority of their products really works for the majority of people. The other example that I have is Rare Beauty. Rare Beauty is so tightly connected to the personality of Selena Gomez that many people just love the brand because they love Selena, and their foundation is atrocious. It's so bad. It's one of the worst foundations on the market. It looks bad, and it just feels like dry oil mixed in with pigment. Don't get me started on that. They have some great products like their cream blush or their lip products, but some of the products are just not worth it whatsoever. They just shouldn't have been made, like for real. And Haus Labs, personally for me, is in the same like celebrity makeup category. For whatever reason, it just doesn't feel put together. To me, it doesn't have a vibe. not only like creative vibe or professional vibe. Vibes are not vibing in here. The majority of the products are just like average, and so many people just rave about these products. I'm not telling you that they're lying, but maybe they just have this huge respect for Lady Gaga. They love her, what she does. Because of that, they try to love these products. Of course, I'm not denying the fact that many people do truly love these products, but I mean, I was in this trap myself because I like Lady Gaga, I love her music, and she's the only singer to whose concert I'd go. And I also felt trapped because I wanted to love this foundation and the majority of this product so bad, but it just didn't work out for me. And as a professional makeup artist, I can tell you that these products are not like universal. They're not for everyone. You are lucky if you bought this and it worked out for you, then great. Those products are just not the best. And when we take the price point into consideration, oh my god, those products are expensive. They also launched a concealer, and I believe that they posted a tutorial by Lady Gaga on their TikTok. She just applied it all over her face, like 2 different shades, and then she dragged it all over her face. Her skin is amazing, but that concealer, oh god, it accentuated all the pores, all the dry spots on her skin. It was visible even with like not the best quality on TikTok. I just feel like that Haus Labs doesn't have a strong leader. I don't know how much Lady Gaga is involved in all of the like creation processes. Most probably she isn't like on a constant search for new factories herself. To me, it just feels like that Haus Labs is a bit inconclusive. Maybe they have to make some changes in their creative team or in their like product managing team. I don't know, it just feels inconclusive. I realize that the majority of people wouldn't agree to that, but it's my opinion. You know what I'm saying? I liked some of the products. I was disappointed by the majority of product in this line, but I definitely like it way more than the first launch. So I have high hopes for this brand, and I just wish them good luck. So thanks for watching, and let me know, have you ever tried something from Haus Labs, from this launch or from their initial launch? Let me know in the comments. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next one. Bye! Mwah!